Everyone is welcome here, it's time to make new friends. Aquavide Uskava, fill your Glencairn. Share a dram with the spirit of Edmonton. Slancha!
Good evening, Whiskey Brothers, Whiskey Sisters, Whiskey Friends, and welcome to episode 54 of the Canadian Whisky Journey's Whiskey Review. I'm Dolph. I'm the president of the Alberta Scotch Society. I'm the creator of the Whiskey Book Club, and I am your host tonight. So we are continuing our Canadian Whisky Journey of episode 3 of 4 of the Sons of Vancouver's Whiskey Advent Calendar. That's it. As per usual, I'm going to double fist tonight, try two, they're both ryes, but two things I think are going to be quite divergent. And I'm just going by the title. I haven't opened it up yet, but, well, we'll see. So we've got these two. So we've got pastrami on rye with extra pickles, and that's 100% rye whiskey. And this one, which we've done before, palm trees and a tropical breeze, Caribbean cask whiskey, and it's 100% rye. So both of you. So I'm going to open them up. Let's start with the tropical breeze. And a little crack. You don't really get the pop of the cork with this, but that's okay. I'm going to pour a little glass for my lovely wife, and I'm going to pour the rest of it in mine. You hear a substantial amount more glugging in mine, but that's okay. Well, I think it's okay. We'll find out. She thinks it's okay fairly soon. And here we go for the second one. Right there. Well, little one first. Get my wife's first. There we go. And then pop that one up there. Boop, 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 boop. All right. And so on this hand here will be the pastrami on rye extra pickles. Okay. They're fantastic at titles. We got to say that. They're very creative. So these two right there. All right. So we're going to let that breathe just a little bit. I said this before, and I'll probably say it again. I met with owner, head distiller James Lester at the distillery, July 2021. We had fun. We talked. We took a tour of his friend's distillery, snuck in there, looked around. Drank some fantastic new make and whiskey. I don't usually talk about the new make, but I love getting the new make, I like to see what happens from beginning to end. I think that's the best way to do it. And I developed a place in my heart for this distillery that time. So, all right. This one, the whiskey is more prominent. So the pastrami on rye with extra pickles. And I can go for the pickles right away because you get the dill pickle. A little bit of dill pickle. Maybe more than a little bit of dill pickle. Now, pastrami I'm not quite sure about because I don't usually get meaty, but it's spicy. And he goes for the spice. And James likes to talk about Canadian rye being underrepresented. It's not all white pepper with James. It's usually fruity is what he likes to talk about. The fruitiness of it, which came out quite a bit on this one, if memory serves. Now, I think we were talking about banana. We were talking about pineapple. And my buddy Nick, when he was here, he was talking about pear, because there was a pear liqueur that we tried there, and yeah, it reminded him a bit of that. But yeah, vanilla, this is the second, this is the tropical breeze. They are divergent, so I'm really happy I did both of these, because if I did them one night after the other, it would seem very similar, because you forget about the small minutia change. So nose, we do have cookie. It's bready. I think I remember talking about it being bready, very bready last time. So banana, sweet type of cookie. Now the sweetness on here, it's funny. I would have thought confectioner sugar, but it's kind of caramelly too. I've been getting just about nothing but caramel on their whiskeys the whole time. Confectioner sugar, one single time. And just going back to memory, 100% rye, 3 to 4 months in the Caribbean rum cask. And when he was saying the rum, he was saying more agricole rum, as opposed to the just vanilla sweetness. But I do get vanilla, and I do get pineapple. But you have to do kind of a quick inhale for the pineapple. The faster you go, the more you smell the pineapple. That's interesting. It was his oldest barrels, so we called them his fruitiest barrels then. It's their third release, this was. And nose is fantastic. Going back to this, the pastrami and rye extra pickles is reminding me of some American ryes I've tried. And I think it's because of the dill pickle. And there's several distilleries that just love the dill pickle flavor to it. Going faster doesn't change. And I'm getting floral. And I said this before to John the Whiskey Neighbor that I get that floral, and I won't talk about what flower it is anytime, but I'm getting floral, I'm getting dill pickle. And no heat. It's not prickling the nose, even though it's 58%. So pastrami and rye, 58%. Tropical breeze is 53.5. All right, on to the palate. Dill pickle. Actually, I won't even tell you. I haven't had any whiskey yet, so that's my first. Just to get the palate going. Oh, salivating a bit. Let's go for the real one. Even with the 58%, it's not chill filtered, so the oil helps prevent the burn. The first thing that you notice when you're switching around with the 58 is the sweetness. A lot of sweetness on this. Okay, the dill pickle dissipates. You're left with, I don't want to say bready for this one. It's not. This is different from the tropical breeze. You don't get the breadiness. You get the vegetal, the flowery. It's more on the finish now I'm talking about than the palate, so I'll go back in. I gotta tell you, on a minus 40 degree with wind chill day, this is the fantastic. This has got to be the best thing to be drinking right now. Super cast strength rye. It's making me happy. Yeah, I'm sticking with that. It's caramel. It's not really cookie. I wouldn't call it meaty. It's got substance in the background, but the sweetness is taking over the vegetal flowery, which doesn't always happen. Sometimes, for me, it's often vice versa on my ryes. All right, back to the palm trees tropical breeze. And man, it just smells like a fruit loaf. Like a banana bread, but I have had pineapple bread before, and it's like that. Some people would say banana cream pie too, because a little creaminess to it there on the nose. Okay, going in. Now this one, the sweet is there right up front, and it's ever present, but layered into that sweetness is the vanilla and the fruity. And I remember last time identifying banana a lot. Not on the palate, a bit on the nose before, turned more into the pineapple. And and I think James wanted people to think that too, because he sent this sack of dehydrated pineapples with it, which didn't change the flavor, just made it more pineapple-like, or just made you think of it, maybe. But I'm there with the pineapple. If it's psychosomatic or not, I'm thinking pineapple. I'm tasting pineapple. I'm tasting vanilla at the end now. Now it's dissipating a little bit more to the vanilla, so that's the finish. But more palate talk. Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is probably my favorite from his. I do like peat, and he's had some fantastic peats, and you can see them right up there. The ones we're talking about. We're not going to promote those. Well, one of them's already up here. But we're just going to talk about the dill pickle and the tropical breeze. But the tropical breeze has just got a soothing character to it. How's that? It's soothing. And pastrami on rye, it's a good rye. And I like the dill pickle. I don't like it being the only flavor. And some of my American whiskeys, mostly rye, that I have down there that delve into the dill pickle, they like the dill to continue onto the palate, into the finish as much as possible. I find that a bit too much. I like it on the nose. This one dissipates on the nose and gets carried into some other elements. But I still have it on the nose, which is interesting. After it's on the palate, usually kind of goes away on the nose. It doesn't. Yeah. I'm glad I did these two side by side. I'm really happy. And I got to suggest to people, if there's no one around to be really judgy with you, I don't really care, because I'm obviously doing this in front of other people. But if you don't care about the judginess, going side by side with two things that are really different helps the palate. Actually, even if they're really close, I find it helps the palate, because you can pick out the smallest difference. These are obvious differences that I'd like to think I would remember from night to night, but maybe I wouldn't. So I'm enjoying it all. It's fantastic. Let's do the finish on this one is sweet. The heat hits in after the sweet, couple seconds. And then the vegetal. Back to sweet. All right. I'm going to call that a medium finish. So let's go with that. That's pastrami on rye. Let's go the palm trees tropical breeze finish now. Sweet. Get the heat at the back of the throat, which goes away right away. Sweet. And here's the bread. Yeah. Ends with the breadiness. Perfect. I love it. Thank you very much, ladies, gentlemen, whiskey friends. We will see you on Thursday. James is supposed to be able to jump on with us on Thursday. It'd be nice to see him online with us at the same time. If not, you're just getting me. But Thursday's our final one. Some fantastic whiskeys, I'm pretty sure. The two I think were going to be my favorite, I put at the end. So we'll see you on Thursday. Have a fantastic night. Sláinte, and cheers to you all.